Hey everyone, back again. Welcome back to yet again another video review. This time, everyone, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Generations Power the Primes episode Volcanicus. No joke, that's the name of the episode. So the episode, it starts off, well, with Volcanicus pretty much essentially trying to kill Victorion, Perceptor, and Windblade. And they get overwhelmed, and Perceptor believes they should get Megatron to try and devise a plan, but of course at the end of the last episode, Grimlock squat-a-lot him into many miles away. I'm going to get to that, I'm going to talk about that as it goes on. Of course it doesn't work, so Victorion decides to come up with this plan of trying to pretty much discombine Volcanicus by means of violence. So they try to do so, but it's an ultimate failure as Predaking shows up. And I mean, I'm amazed. Predaking looks pretty good. And he wants the Enigma combination. But of course, we know Megatronus has the Enigma combination and the Matrix of Leadership. So in response, Predaking just shoots at Victorion. There's a big fireball. And that's how it goes on. Meanwhile, as for the aforementioned Megatron, he pretty much recovers, but he's clearly like 5 feet away from Volcanicus. That doesn't make any bloody sense. He was knocked many miles away by Grimlock, and he ends up. Oh no, the perspective is so hilarious. But Megatron finds something shiny and decides to take a look at it. Meanwhile, back at the site of where Trypticon was defeated, we can see Trypticon in the background, and Optimus Prime's body. We see that the combiners, Menasor, Computron, and Devastator, are getting overwhelmed by Overlord and Rodimus Unicronus. Well, he's called Rodimus Kron in the show, but I'm just anyway. So right off the bat, Rodimus Kron, or Rodimus Unicronus, kills Computron, shoots him in the chest, and he dies. And the stupidest thing, well, not the stupidest thing, the weirdest thing, and we haven't seen this in the previous series, their sparks come out of their bodies and ascend to the Matrix, or ascend to the sky and beyond. Anyway. However, Menasor and Devastator are still, like, Rodimus Unicronus, he shoots Devastator in the chest, blows a hole through him, but he doesn't die. He gets knocked over, but then Overlord gloats to Rodimus Unicronus about his little thing with Megatronus he has, because yes, Megatronus is basically, yeah, Overlord is under employment of Megatronus, who pretty much acquired the Matrix of Chaos, which I predicted in the Titans Return show. That he used that's what he used to corrupt Hot Rod. Wow. And they're inside Unicron's head. That's amazing. Nice little G1 nostalgia, but the only difference is between G1 and this is, well, one of his eyes has a hole in it as opposed to both of them. Anyway, so essentially, Devastator and Menasor try to fight back, which is not as pathetic as Mistress of Flame's attempt on Overlord in Titans Return. Unfortunately, after getting interrogated by Overlord, Menasor tells Overlord where Megatron is, and Rodimus Unicronus just pretty much kills Devastator, blows up all his limbs, and shoots Devastator's face, and Overlord just breaks Menasor's neck, and they both die. At the end of it, Overlord and Rodimus Unicronus pretty much leave the scene. And that's the end of the episode. Very interesting, I'll say that. The end line there that Overlord had, where it's like, where he's like, we're going on a road trip or whatever, that was pretty interesting, but I mean, wow. I mean, there is, I mean, and yes, Overlord did say in that little flashback that hopefully this thing doesn't kick him in the tailpipe. Predaking was interesting to see, which was nice. Hopefully we'll see more of him in the next episode. I kind of saw it coming with Menasor, Devastator, and Copytron getting killed. So I was kind of, my prediction was that maybe one of them would have survived, but not really. So I mean, the limbs themselves. Copytron got shot in the chest, so it's unknown about the other 4 components. Devastator, we know that 4 of the 5 were killed. Hook, Scrapper, Mixmaster survived. He didn't get shot by Rodimus Unicronus. But, let's see, Scrapper, Hook, Bone Crusher, they got shot and killed. And Hook. So, wow. And, my god, Rodimus Unicronus. He's a badass. I mean, and yes, we did hear him speak for the first time, like since he last spoke. Well, before he was corrupted. Wow. Oh god. And Megatron, as for he's going to that shiny little thing at the. I imagine that leads to where we're going to see Optimus Primal in the next episode. That's my feeling. That's my strongest feeling. We're going to see Optimus Primal. And that's where it's going to lead off to everything else. And Perceptor was used as a distraction as part of the plan was hilarious, which is a lull, which is a very accommodating acceptation. So, yes, it was pretty good to see. The only thing I will point out is that Rodimus Unicronus does not have a Decepticon symbol on his chest. He still has the Autobot symbol. What the hey? Maybe if he gets, I don't know. And the Matrix of Chaos was completely different from the Matrix of Leadership. Because it's not like the toy, it's just a different, relic and stuff. But yeah, all in all it was pretty good to see. Probably the next episode as well, we're gonna probably see Volcanicus fight Predaking. And maybe Predaking's on their side. Hopefully. Because he doesn't know. He doesn't know the numerous combinations of Megatron's possession. So what the hey? Anyway, so all in all, everyone, it was a good episode to see. Very curious to see what happens in the next episode. Right off the bat, we have Devastator, Comptron, and Menasor get killed. Which just leaves Victorion as the only combiner that, well, for now at least, if she survived the explosion, to have survived to this point. So, well, aside from Volcanicus and Predaking, because they were just introduced. Well, Volcanicus was introduced in the previous episode, Predaking was just introduced in this episode, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next episode, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to be interested to see what happens. So yes, everyone, that is my video review of the Transformers Generations, part of the Primes episode of Volcanicus. Don't worry, the figure reveals will be coming up soon, as well as a rant from maybe 24 hours ago. I will see you all very soon. I will be back as soon as possible with my next video. And yes, so take care, everyone. See you soon. Have a great day, and I shall catch you all later. Bye-bye.